Rebuilding the military. Again, last 4 years, we had record low recruiting. We had a mismanagement of budgets and investments went not to the right places. President Trump came around and said, I want the biggest budget we've ever had for the Pentagon. He's handed you almost $1 trillion. We have record recruiting now on the backs of your leadership, and we've seen an interest in the military and our allies, as you said, stepping up.
We'll start in reverse order. I mean, to think that European allies are about to announce, for the most part, they are going to get to 5% on defense spending. I mean, that would have been
Never.
That was when President Trump started that project in his first term. Everyone said couldn't happen.
Right.
Here we are. He did that. The defense spending, you mentioned it, first $1 trillion national security budget. But we did it also while doing DOGE work and finding places for efficiencies. So it's an even bigger cut because we've because we've reduced and found efficiencies in so many other places where we're investing. So we're being responsible with taxpayer dollars also. And then just over recruiting. I mean, what better demonstration can you have? The most precious gift parents have are their kids and the decision to entrust them to serve. And we're proud that because of President Trump's leadership and the changes we've made in the department to focus on lethality and warfighting and training and readiness, they're signing up in record numbers. It's pretty cool, and we're going to fast forward to make sure it continues.
I mean, who could have possibly seen that coming? You let actual soldiers go kill bad guys, and all of a sudden they want to join again.
Yeah, I mean, when you stop doing ads about, like, I had 2 mommies, and you focus instead on we're going to go, deter war, and if necessary, as warfighters, close with and destroy the enemy. Like, which one resonates with the rock-ribbed Americans who are thinking about joining? It's clear, and the difference in recruiting has been obvious.
Right. So obviously, also, you've been putting Marines, National Guard on the streets of America to deter a lot of these protests right now. It's not something, obviously, anybody wants to see. But it is a necessary evil, I think, right now. What's your take on the situation of having to deploy troops to stop people who, honestly, are kind of trying to tear down America?
Well, our belief and in support of the president is ICE officers should be able to do their job peacefully anywhere in the country. Doesn't matter if it's in D.C., in Minnesota, Tennessee, or Los Angeles. And so if ICE agents are doing their job and they're being attacked, which is what's happening in Los Angeles, then they deserve to be safe and secure. So whether it's National Guard or the Marines, the president has the statutory and constitutional authority to deploy them, to mobilize them. Again, the left is like, deploy to take. It's nonsense. Mobilize to defend and support ICE officers, federal buildings. That's exactly what they've done. And President Trump is getting ahead of this idea that stuff is okay in the country, that you can attack law enforcement, that you can throw bricks in the face of law enforcement. So it's an important mission, just like our southern border, critically important mission, and we're proud to support it.
Well, you also have, President Trump, I think, learned a valuable lesson in his first term where, he didn't deploy the National Guard, and Nancy Pelosi turned it down on January 6th. And now he said, I'd rather have them there than not have them there and not have them and then get blamed for it later.
Or in Minneapolis, which is another great example, where he understandably said, hey, Governor Walz, what are you doing? Why don't you mobilize your guard? Until, you got a police precinct burning to the ground and abandoned, then they finally respond. President Trump said, no, we're not doing that. Like, if Gavin Newsom won't secure his own city and his own federal buildings, then we will mobilize and do that for him, which he has all the prerogative to do.
Yeah, it seems fine. I mean, considering Governor Walz mobilized his National Guard to shoot people with paintballs during COVID, and Gavin Newsom actually begged for the National Guard to help with the border.
It's a great point.
Yeah. So, current events, obviously, strikes going on, Israel, Iran. We haven't, as America, engaged in that yet, and I've been kind of happy to see, under your leadership and President Trump's leadership, not actually launching an offensive and sitting back for the first time ever and letting Israel do what they want to do without our intervention.
Israel felt it needed to act in defense of their nation, and that's what they did. And we have said from the beginning, President Trump wanted to pursue a peaceful track, but also very clear. Everybody heard him. He said it for 20 years. Iran can't have a nuclear weapon, and I think Iran thought they could just continue that, and Israel, obviously in its own defense, felt like it had to move. And so we have been postured very robustly and strongly, but to protect our people and our assets in the region. And we will continue to do that.
The other thing, too, is, you know as well as anybody, Iran's been trying to get a nuclear weapon since 1980, maybe even 79. They've lied about nearly every advancement they've had in nuclear enrichment or uranium or plutonium enrichment. And the big criticism is the JCPOA, the Iran nuclear deal under Obama, was allegedly stopping them from obtaining the nuke Is that true, or were they continuing to produce it during that JCPOA?
No, I mean, we've known that for a long time, that they were violating that. They were always in pursuit, and there were even more reflections, some of which I can't talk about, more recently that showed that they were continued to be in violation. So this is a serious situation. The sides have been clear, and Israel took a unilateral action to try to defend their country.
Lastly, sir, do you see it escalating or de-escalating in between Iran and Israel right now?
Well, as the president often says, we'll see.
We'll see.
You know, the president has represented quite clearly that if Iran was willing to say they're not going to pursue it and come to the table, that's an option they have. We'll see what happens.
Well, Mr. Secretary, honor, sir.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Carl.
you.
Appreciate you.
He loves the Constitution. He fights for what's right. He hates the bad guys. He's a freedom warrior. He's your freedom warrior. Watch Carl Higbie every weekday on Newsmax.